I am Dalia Mukherjee.
Hi, I am Indranil Majumdar.
I'm Arun Arora.
I have my views about mental health because this subject has been very important to me in my military career also.
I am Dr. Rajan Sudesh Ratna.
Hi, thank you for having me for this conversation.
I am an entrepreneur, I'm a writer.
I am the business head of Sarah City Capital Mall.
I am an engineer and I've studied management.
And having served at difficult locations throughout my career, one has to be mentally robust besides physical fitness.
I've studied hotel management and also business administration, and I have also additional qualification in journalism and mass communication. I have worked with corporates in communication function, including Maruti Suzuki, Escorts, GMR Delhi Airport, Jindal Steel and Power, GVK, Vedanta, Kane Oil and Gas.
I am a deputy head and senior economic affairs officer in the office of Southwest Asia.
And currently I am working as Director of Strategy and Communication with Chetak Group, looking after their foundation, Chetak Foundation.
Of United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, which is known as ESCAP. Being Economic and Social Commission, we look into various aspects of socio-economic challenges, especially working towards the Sustainable Development Goals and how countries could achieve Sustainable Development Goals.
The most important aspect that I see today is, from the kids till the old people, everybody is suffering from some or the other mental issue in terms of depression or being upset about certain things, which is absolutely getting onto people's head.
Things stand today is that the first hurdle of awareness is created across the country, at least in the cities and some of the larger towns. Per se, people know about it. They may not respond, they may not agree, they may be quiet, but they do know about this one.
There are broadly three areas that are major causes for or type of depressions that we see. One is anxiety, one is depression, one is substance abuse, and then especially for the youth, there are newer things that are coming into being, that is like cyberbullying, or you have bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, or a whole lot of things that are coming into being.
According to me, mental health is something where you try to strike a balance between your emotions and the logic.
Where has it been where have people come to know? Some have come to know from friends, some have come to know from extended families, some have come to know from people who have traveled to bigger, larger cities and maybe outside the country also. And some have got to know from the children who have come to know in schools. Some of the better schools have already started some campaigns and some elective courses on such stuff.
And having a rational approach towards various aspects of life, I think one has to have a fairly good mental health. Unfortunately, we don't give much weightage to mental health.
When I think about mental health, it really bothers me that in our country we have such a negative view of it, unfortunately.
Does not know about his future, so it's add to the mental health, it adds to the worries, and it adds to the tension. Even those people who have been well-to-do and working well financially, they are independent. Still, the challenge between work and life and the balance adds to a lot of mental health related issues.
Mental disorders, mental issues are very similar to physical issues. We are open to getting treatment for physical issues or physical ailments. Therefore, even mental ailment deserve to be spoken about and sought treatment for.
Today's generation is highly suffering from this particular issue. And, at one point of time, I think nobody took the work of a psychologist or a psychiatrist as seriously as they are taking it today.
What is the stage now we need to go to in terms of secondary awareness in the country? When I say cities and large towns, we are only about 10 to 12% of the country. The rest of the entire larger country is left unattended, and that is where the problem lies. Their ideas about such things are very low, and when they do encounter such situations, they tend to keep quiet, and then they tend to not respond to simple queries, and their families want to keep it shut. They want to get rid of the problem by not attending to the problem, or maybe giving them into some marriage or some facility without really notifying anyone as to what really is happening. If they know, most of the time they wouldn't know even.
Interpersonal relationship, whether it is within the family, whether it is with our friends, or whether our relatives, or our, so that is another area that also is one of the causes for the kind of mental issues that one faces, and is so prevalent that the estimates that almost 1% of India's population, that is about 1.4 million people, have some kind of mental issues.
When we induce competition in the minds of young children to compete in school, get a high score, adds to their tension, and it also adds to the tension of the parents as to how their children can excel.
For an individual to live a productive life, and of course for the society as a whole to be a productive and a progressive society, a sound mental health is a foundational requirement. And what we need is a proactive view of mental health.
Fortunately, now more and more people are opening up about it and seeking help from professionals. Recently, I was reading some piece wherein Deepika Padukone, one of the famous Hollywood star, had come out openly disclosing that she had mental disorder, and she had depression, and she sought help, and she's still seeking getting treatment, and she's feeling much better. But the fact that she chose to come out in the open and discuss about it, I think that'll do a great service to everyone who's suffering from any kind of mental disorder.
And here is the important thing about mental health is that the institutional heads or the organizational heads have to they have to give due weightage to mental health in terms of allotting adequate time, also adequate funds towards improvement of mental health.
So this is very simple. Unless you seek help, unless you acknowledge it to begin with, and followed by seeking help and some kind of treatment or counseling, then you are only damaging yourself, only suffering in silence. So that doesn't help at all. That adds to your depression, adds to your anxiety, adds to your mental state of mind.
It is not about only having some mental issue that's for which you actually go to a consultant. But, we have got such lack of people to speak to. That is the reason I think we are more inclined towards going to a psychiatrist or a psychologist to understand, who we are and what we are actually doing. We are so involved in the rat race of today's life. Being an entrepreneur, I understand it is a day in and day out job. And because I'm a parent too, there is so much more pressure ahead.
More often than not, we avoid this issue, and it ultimately becomes a very big problem later on in terms of depression, suicidal tendencies and things like that. People buckle under peer pressure, and their peak performance is also, badly affected by this. So mental health is as important as physical health. People, they go to gym every day, and they do running, swimming, and everything. But they don't give as much weightage to mental health as is required, especially in today's world.
When it comes for seeking job, getting good institution, again, it adds to the mental health, the tension, and creates a lot of challenges within the family. Nowadays, our lifestyle has also changed, and both women and men are working, and therefore this also adds to the mental health and the situation of life. So we talk about any sect of the society.
About reach out, about community reach out, about corporate reach out, about college reach out, about student reach out, in schools.
Personal experience is that there are certain things, certain changes in case we can bring about in our lifestyle. For instance, maybe it's easier said than done, but we should all make efforts to moderate our expectations from starting with ourselves. In case we can moderate our expectation from ourselves to begin with, moderate our expectation from our children, moderate our expectation from our parents, our partners, our friends, and whoever we interact with, maybe in the corporate world also. In case we moderate our expectation, then there'll be a lot less anxiety, lot less stress and tension amongst people. So one is, let us moderate our expectation. It is all right to be enjoying life instead of struggling to be the best or to be the first.
Mental health, the view is one of as if this person, there's a certain stigma attached to it, which is very unfortunate. We need to have a proactive view so that just as we take care that we all the time remain fit physically, even if we experience little stress, little anxiety, because mental health issues don't happen one fine morning. They also, like issues of physical fitness, if not attended properly over a period of time, take the shape of physical illness. It's a similar story for mental health. If you don't attend to excessive stress, anxiety, or some kind of a traumatic experience, you would find that over a period of time, it can grow into some kind, something more serious.
First of all, every one of us is unique. Every one of us is unique. Every one of us has been equipped with God with such amazing qualities. So we don't have to necessarily keep comparing with our siblings or our friends or our neighbors. This is true for parents comparing their children with other children, or this is even children comparing their parents or with other people's parent, or the kind of the wealth their parents have, kind of wealth of other kids' parents have. All friends, this person has this kind of car, I have this kind of car, I have a two-wheeler, he has a car. So comparison is something that brings about the misery in life. So in case we can be happy with what we are and what we have, that will lead to a lot of mental peace, and that will also help us avoid any mental symptoms.
So you can see there are many people who are suffering from type 2 diabetic, which is coming from the tension. There are many people, including the younger generation, which was not there 20 years ago, are facing hypertension.
Much better awareness programs. I think in India we still have much more work to do at a family level, school level, at workplaces. People have, almost in many pockets, people are almost ignorant about what it is and how they can support it.
So the person who's hurt us in various ways, and I'm not talking about a physical hurt, a mental hurt can be, I think, far more dangerous. Though, of course, I'm no one to define it, because a person who's going through a physical abuse would know that phase a lot better. But a mental abuse can be as much as a physical abuse, or even more, because you're not able to actually see. You are putting up a happy face on all your social media, or Instagram is looking beautiful, but there can be something far more going inside where you're not able to even accept yourself. There are times when you feel that, is this the person I am? How did I become this way? It is probably because the kind of people that we have involved with. So I think it is very important that we choose the right people in our lives. It's very easier to say, but definitely very, very hard to follow.
stigma in reaching out. So this thing about stigma has to be very well delivered by workers, by primary healthcare members, by secondary healthcare people, by hospitals, everywhere.
To all the viewers is, don't take life too seriously. Enjoy life, enjoy other people, enjoy your family members, enjoy your friends, enjoy your company, enjoy your job, and don't take your life too seriously. Otherwise, it will start impacting you.
I remember when I was a child, the government announced "Hum do hamare do." It was a very simple, message, which practically went around the country. I saw it everywhere. I saw it in Tamil Nadu, I saw it in Karnataka, I saw it in Maharashtra, I saw it in Madhya Pradesh, I saw it in Bengal, I saw it all over the place. How beautifully that simple message went out. Hum do hamare do. And thus came about family planning, which we are pretty much reasonably successful with in the country at this point of time. Similarly, do boond polio ke ghoot. If you would remember that that message, and how beautifully a whole country got rid of polio at one given point of time. So if such a large country can go ahead with simple messages, I think the time has come that the government and everybody else in the whole ecosystem needs to rise up and create that new message which gets rid of the stigma completely forever. If it needs to be done as a single liner in every language possible, it should. The time has come. If not today, it will never be done.
One more point that is one of the major cause is this fear of failure, a fear of speaking. Even while Shivani approached me today to speak on this particular platform, I had apprehension whether I'm the right person to speak, whether I have the right content, whether I'll speak well. So then I decided, no, I'm going to speak whatever the reason may be. I'm going to speak, I'm not afraid. I'll find out content, I'll articulate content, and I'll be able to relate to audience, and I'll be able to convey what I wanted to convey. So getting rid of this fear of failure is something that brings quite a peace of mind, and that also helps you strengthen your emotional quotient. That is a great achievement in case we can avoid fear of failure.
When there is a lot of competition amongst each other, even cutthroatism is also there. So when there is a cutthroat competition, mental health has to be at its peak.
Being happy, following yoga, following a good diet, taking care of your body are some of the very, very important aspects which we all need to follow. Thank you.
I think if we pay attention to this, we will be many notches above in the way we as a society and as a country are doing in a global plane.